And that's how it went off, because is it or isn't it the biggest, most stupendous WrestleMania main event of all time? The Beast Brock Lesnar, your tribal chief Roman Reigns. And that is typically, back in the day, would have been the go-home show, if you will, so to speak, to the SmackDown show. But we see more next week, as we know they're going to go live. A lot of things to talk about with SmackDown next week. We're going to talk about that as well. But tonight's show, the road to WrestleMania, it's a little blurry. It's a little blurry, but we're still here down that road. I am, Mike Knoxxx, and as always, I am joined by the beautiful, the Wrestling Doll. What's going on, Wrestling Doll?
I'm good. How are you?
How are you? Welcome to the program. And I'm joined by my esteemed tag team partner over here, my right-hand man, Dice Man. The Z is silent. What's going on, sir?
What up? You listen, again, I got Moana on all fucking night on the third round already. It's only been like 3 hours. So, yeah, that's how my night's going right now.
I still haven't watched it yet.
I love Moana.
I watched Turning Red today, but I haven't watched Moana.
How did you like?
Turning Red already.
I like Turning Red. It
was a good movie. I don't know why people are complaining about it.
Because I don't know either. That's what people do. They complain. I thought it was a good movie. It's a good movie if you have sons as well and have to grow up with daughters. I think it's really good and educational that way, and how to deal with them more than just that moment. But hey, we are talking pro wrestling, and tonight Brock Lesnar started off just being Brock Lesnar. He's mad because he's always mad. That's what Brock does. He gets mad and he just goes into people's locker rooms. And tonight, he went into He went into Roman Reigns' locker room, kicked his feet on up, and all that good stuff. Threatened it. Hey,
feet down because he broke the table in half.
Technically, his feet was on the ground because he went in there with the cheap champagne. He called it. I thought it was funny. He offered Kayla Braxton some grapes. Okay.
Hey, even though it wasn't his locker room, at least he was being polite.
Didn't see it being polite. I thought it was kind of being a freakazoid, but hey, I know Sabe was watching, so maybe he wasn't, but that's how I viewed that scene. Also, after that, we get Jimmy Uso taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, we know this match is set for WrestleMania, so we're going to get this match, and that starts off the night having Jimmy versus Shinsuke. So I'm going to start with you, Barbara. Like, watching this match, again, we know it's just the storyline. We know it's just out there. We know it's just a whole throwaway everything just to then get him a paycheck. Are you feeling this tag team match at all? Even when Rick booms in the place?
It would be better to have it on SmackDown. I don't think it's Raw I don't think it's WrestleMania worthy right now. If they built up momentum as a tag team better, then probably. Like maybe WrestleMania 39 or 40. Give me a year or two. That's what I would think.
Well, I need more than 3 weeks. I need more than we just knew where it was leading. I need some kind of intrigueness. I need something to shock me a little bit. But again, they're here to get a check. They're going to perform good. I think that. I think Boogs is going to show out at WrestleMania, so I do think they're going to perform good.
In the Battle Royal match.
No, this is going to be a tag team match for the titles at Mania.
I know.
So
I'm just saying it beats being in the Battle Royal match.
In the Battle Royal match. Well, if you win it, was it good or bad if you won the Battle Royal match? They haven't even announced that this year yet. So hopefully they even have that. I'm okay with that. Shout out to King Vaughn checking in. SmackDown was nice tonight. Elvis, who missed me? Maybe
no
your
one.
Parents. Okay. Well, she said no one. Wow. All right. Mike, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Riggs welcoming you to WWE Friday Night SmackDown review show for Friday night, March 25th, 2022. Please don't forget to subscribe on Pop Review on YouTube, and please enjoy the show, everyone. Now, with that being said, Dice, your take on Jimmy and Shinsuke. I mean, it was kind of fast. You know what I mean? And when I saw them open a show, I kind of
it was one of the fastest matches.
It was very, very fast. It definitely went in a blur. Dice, your take?
You know what? I didn't like these four guys together at all for like the past 2 weeks. I said that, but I'm kind of warming up to it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So I was fine. I was fine with the storyline. I was fine with the match. It's good, and I like Rick Boogs. He's freaking entertaining. He's entertaining as all hell, and him being matched up with Shinsuke is great. It's great for both of them, so I'm cool with it. And why
I
do you
love
have
that
an
you're talking about
Elias
boobs
shirt?
and he's showing off his Elias shirt.
We don't give a damn about Elias.
Where there's a Boogs, there's an Elias. That's all I'm saying. And I think Elias was better, but Shinsuke makes anybody and everything he does look good. George, I love the comment as well. He also liked that match as well. You said Z missed me. Ooh, did you miss? Elvis has left the building right now. Come on, this game is already good.
Even begin to confirm that, so you can go on with that shit.
So we can definitely deny.
We can miss the dirt underneath our shoes. That doesn't mean we'll miss you.
For the burn.
Hey, the consultant's not here, so somebody has to do it.
Damn, dodging darts. Then we get Drew backstage. Guess what, guys? Don't get on me. I actually like that backstage segment with Drew McIntyre. I like the jacket, the Scottish fighter jacket, the leather. I thought it was a cool little scene from what it's worth. Your take. Are you smitten by Drew McIntyre?
I'm smitten by his skills in the ring, especially from seeing it live before.
Okay. Smitten. That means she thinks he can wrestle. Listen, as I'm saying, so when you watch these things, I always look at, okay, well, do the girls find him a check? Because remember back in the day, women watched wrestling because they thought the girls were, the guys were attractive, rather. So just wondering if he's on that list of attractive males in wrestling.
Not my list, but
somebody Scottish and short that likes to drink a lot of beer likes them. So, but I like that backstage combo. Then Corbin and Madcap, another backstage joke that backfires. Do you think Madcap Corbin is going to leave somewhere here, Dice, and leave Happy Corbin?
I think it's more so Corbin just cuts the affiliation. I don't think Madcap has the character development yet to be strong enough to separate from him. So I think it's more so Corbin separates himself from Madcap, which is fine because I don't think Madcap
drop him like dead weight, especially with the way things are going. The storyline will be Corbin loses, drops Madcap like a freaking paperweight, and then Madcap is going to be like a lost soul for a while, trying to figure out who the hell he's going to be this sidekick up next.
NXT 2.0.
Well, they can put him up to train in NXT and possibly work his way back up. I mean, they've already done it with Mandy, and then they put Dolph Ziggler in there, and then they put Rey Mysterio in there to have a match.
Well, that was more
AJ in there to have a match, but what?
They're doing that for the fans that are there. Those guys aren't, what I mean? Like even Dominic coming there, Vince is trying to say, hey, you never know who's going to show up at 2.0, so you might want to tune in. You know what I mean? That's what it is
the
now.
Fun part, and it's even better when you live in the town where you can go for free.
That's why I won't pay for Stand and Deliver. It's like, why would I pay for Stand and Deliver? And I typically go Halloween Havocs and everything else for free. So it's kind of weird for me. But hey, you guys pay for it. We'll see you there. So then we get the return of King Woods. I was wondering when we get the New Day at WrestleMania, and we got King Woods coming back. New Day, possibly at Mania versus the Hooligans, or whatever they call themselves with Butch and those guys, where they take on Hollins.
The Fight Night Brigade is what I think.
The Fight Night Brigade, okay. Well, I like them. Either way, I'm a Sheamus mark, okay?
That's fine.
So that's where I'm with that. And I'm just happy to see Woodsy. I wonder how healthy he is, because this match was, again, talk about fastest matches there at Wrestling Doll. This match was over in a blink of a roll-up? A fruit roll-up, maybe?
It was fast, but not fast enough as Aaliyah's 3.17 second match.
We had to bring that up. Dice, she's talking about your girl. Natty got pinned in 3.1 seconds.
Listen, I'm just saying it was fast. It just wasn't that fast.
That's what she said.
I mean, the match was clearly to protect.
No comments.
The match. it was clearly to protect the rest of the whatever could be match, and to protect.
Woods, because
Xavier.
Came back.
He just came back. Yeah, so
I don't think he needs to go back.
Absolutely fine. I think it's absolutely fine. So if they can find honorary member, great. So I mean, they did it with Kevin Owens, so I think it'll be fine for one night only.
I don't mind them either. Roman then in the car talking about Del Frisco Steakhouse, $5,000 sides.
He said in the sides.
In the sides. Oh my God.
I've heard it's good, so.
I've eaten at Del Frisco Steakhouse before. It is pretty good. I ain't had no 5K worth of shit. Okay, so he must have really, really ate there. So as only a tribal chief could eat. So, but that was entertaining. Warren Brock, the guys like by the time he comes back. Then we get to Ronda Rousey. And every week, Ronda just doesn't do it for me anymore, yo.
Cringe.
Like,
whoever wrote that shit was terrible.
You know what made it worse? The piped in noise that was clearly being piped in over her talking, and it was just a very bad production, which you don't normally get from WWE. They made her look really bad tonight. They really, really did. Okay. And again, this is not working. This was what they wanted 3 years ago. They're getting it now. It ain't this girl right here. It ain't the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair, who yet again tells you why she's the GOAT, because she said, "You think I would show up to a city like this?" Thank you, Charlotte. It's New York. What the hell? Okay. So I love that from the queen, but Ronda is just not doing it, and it's hurting me. I want to be one of them videos, guys, that we see when Ronda Rousey shows up and everybody goes crazy and stuff. And I want to be that black guy that does that, because that's how much I love Ronda Rousey. That's not going to happen for me. I'm going to cheer, but that won't happen. Wrestling dog.
It's not going to be like, I mean it, because it's just not given. That's how he feels. I'm just saying it for him.
How you feel about this rivalry so far, even tonight in their transactions?
It was fine. Wasn't anything to write home about. Well,
yes, there was. Charlotte was there.
No, not really, which made it fine for me.
What you mean? Well, she was there. It's a promotion. It's a promo battle. She murdered her. This ain't like the verses we're about to get with, Cypress Hill and
what
Onyx.
I mean about her not being there.
Right. Well, green screen. Technically, well, I'm here, green screen. Dice is here, green screen. You're there in living color. See, look at that. Boom. We're there. We're here. Oh, they were there. Charlotte was doing her thing. Dice, your take on this storyline, because I'm telling you, this is really, really historically bad, in my opinion.
The storyline is fine. The physicality leading to the match is fine.
Absolutely.
It's just the promos for both women are not fine.
Oh, here we go.
Charlotte's promos are amazing doing this. She is holding this all. She's the only reason holding this thing together. Her brutality, taking your girls, no pun intended. Okay, talking about Rhea Ripley and hers down there as well. Okay, but brutality is being brought by Charlotte. Mic skills is being brought by Charlotte. Everything in this storyline is being brought by Charlotte. This is a one-legged race that's going to be bad because they're going to let Ronda win this match.
Listen, the only reason why they'll let Ronda win is so she can get title number 14 to beat her father's record. That's the only reason why they'll do it.
It's not going to be Ronda to do that. That's going to be anybody. It don't matter who.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm saying it tonight, and I'm going to say it again on Thursday.
Well, you said it last week too, because you want that to be that that they're doing it for that. I get it. Dice, how do you feel? Because I can't
You're only as good as your dance partner, and right now she's not good. As much
dance partner that's not true. On her shoulder. That's her good dance partner.
As much as you love Charlotte, I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not working for me. I mean, like.
No, because you said you're only as good as your dance partner. I've seen plenty. Well, that would take away from the line we say when we say AJ Styles can wrestle against a broomstick. So it's not her fault. This is
AJ Styles would make that broomstick look amazing,
and Charlotte's making Ronda look as best as she can make her look. It ain't our fault when Ronda grabs a microphone. She looks like she doesn't care because I'm getting my hair braided, and that's the boot.
I mean, they'll only have her on for maybe a year.
Hold on. Flag on the play.
That's what I heard. I said maybe. I'm not saying it's true.
She's been. My thing is how Bad Bunny gets love because people say how much he went to go actually study his craft. She's had time to do this. She's had time to study talking. Now, I've seen Ronda in movies. She's not that good as an actress. Okay. But what she was doing before, Entourage, what she was, somebody's in there. Oh, you got to see it. It's horrible. But what she was doing before with Kurt was working. She didn't have they're having her talk too much. All right. And that's here goes, so we said about that. She's not even saying anything and she's still talking too much. So
maybe they need to have her have a manager or somebody do the talking for her.
That was the worst story I've ever heard about her breaking arms. Where were you going with that? She just stopped. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Listen, I was watching
SmackDown.
SmackDown. I was on the phone with my boyfriend. I wasn't even paying attention. That's how uninterested I was in her promo.
Well,
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Oh, you gotta make that. Okay, so moving on from that, then we get, like we said, Flair talking shit about New York. Brock's not leaving the
locker room.
He's not leaving the locker room. Then we get what threw me off a little bit. Okay, because we got Ricochet coming out against the Lethal Lovers separately, may I add. And nice girl they chose this week, by the way. The little boy in the back there in between is funny.
Oh,
I was watching it.
She was nice.
He had me rolling. He had me rolling. But it was supposed to be, he wants to be a fighting champion as Ricochet. So what Ricochet is doing is letting people, contend. So first was my guy, Angel Garza. Angel Garza wins by disqualification. They go back and they do it again. Humberto comes on and Humberto wins it this time. So now next week, it's a triple. Either way, a win's a win. It's a triple threat next week. Are you happy to see this at WrestleMania? Because this is what's going to happen. No, you don't want to see any one of these three guys? You're not a fan of Ricochet?
I don't like Los Lotharios. Don't put words in my mouth. I love
No, I didn't put words in your mouth. I said you don't like as asking the question, as in, the way I asked the question. Are you a fan of Ricochet?
Absolutely. I said it since day one. Ish.
So if dance partners are what it's supposed to be, those two guys can wrestle. Whether the storyline don't fit for you or not, inside the ring, watching those two matches tonight, that was very, very good action.
They can. I just prefer them to go after the tag belts.
I agree, 100%. And I didn't like this. How they
gave them a push to be tag team champions. Now they're going to have them go after the Intercontinental Championship. And newsflash, if they go after, they both can't be Intercontinental Champion unless they decide to break the title into the tag Intercontinental Championship, which they won't do.
No, but they don't even take care of the regular tag team titles. They can't have a secondary tag team title. But you're right there. Like they should be where Rick Boogs and Shinsuke is, honestly, in my opinion. This would make more sense with those two guys than Lethal Lovers.
It would, but do you really think they'd have a heel versus heel thing at WrestleMania?
No, and that's where they're not doing it anymore at. That's where we're losing that effect of things. So that takes us out of that. But
they split up too many teams, so now they're doing all these makeshift ones.
Well, in
like
which way?
Boogs and Shinsuke.
Yeah. They've had it for a while now. That's what they've been doing for a while now. It's just having these makeshift tag teams. And that's been part of the issue with them, which is part of the problem. But hey, we'll be right back here on Friday Night SmackDown Review. A lot of shows coming up in the woodworks. Here go a few we've had these past few weeks. We'll be right back.
I'm so ready to watch Eddie Kingston lay the smackdown on Chris Jericho. Wrestling's at its best when you have truth we've woven in to the pageantry, and Eddie Kingston is a shooter.
Because, Eddie is the man. But basically he says, give me your best or I'm going to eat you alive. Those are some fighting words if I've ever heard them. And all Jericho could do was tell him, run back what he just said, that he's afraid of failure, and tell him to hit his music just to make it to where Eddie couldn't have the last word. And I was like, God damn, Chris, like, I know you're upset that, you're not the best talker in the game anymore, but Eddie was really taking him to school there for a second.
You know what I want to see?
Mm-hmm.
I need Maxwell Jacob Friedman as the champion and Eddie Kingston coming for that ass as his challenger.
That's true. Anything can happen in World Wrestling Entertainment. What's the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, though?
Well, the next thing that happened was Tommaso Ciampa was backstage getting ready for his tag match against the Dirty Dogs, and who we get is the return of the one and only Prince Finn Balor. And when I saw that happen, because I heard tag team, I'm like, okay, who are they going to put Ciampa in a tag team with on Raw? And when I saw Ciampa, I won't lie, I did scream and jump for joy a little bit because I am a big Finn Balor fan.
I think he's definitely transitioned to Raw. There's not much more he can do in NXT, and I don't think he really fits now. So he needs to transition to Raw. This is a good way to do it with Finn Balor, with Dolph Ziggler, who seems to be the transition monkey for people who come from NXT. So I'm here for it. I still think that Tommaso Ciampa can't really do much on the main roster, but so far.
And we are back. Friday Night SmackDown review and results show. And before we get into the gristle of the show, we had some things that meant a lot to me tonight. If anybody who knows or are fans of the WWE Tag Team Crime Time, friend of the program, Shad Gaspar, is now the recipient of the Warrior Award, which people had complained about and put out there. And I think they kind of had to do this. They had to pull this trigger. It was mandatory. And those who don't know, he will be named the 2022 award winner of this award at the Hall of Fame. I want to know who's going to induct them. Will it be his wife?
Be JTG.
Will it be JTG? It better be JTG. But this award is presented to an individual who exhibits unwavering strength and perseverance, who lives with life courages and compassion that embodies the epitome of the ultimate warrior in his spirit. So shout out to this man right here. Well deserved. Again, a real life hero. And to if you ever had a chance to be touched by him, in that way. Good show. And now I'm getting this now. Okay, I will put that in. But your takes, and I'll start with you there. I'll start with you there, Dice. Your takes on the Warrior Award and Shad Gaspar going in.
I mean, like I said, I think they were just waiting for a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we were in pandemic era when we got the sad news. And it just for some awards and some presentations that WWE would need to do, it deserves a crowd. This deserves no piped in audience. This deserves a full live audience. It deserves a arena, a stadium, whatever. It deserves it. For that act of courage, and anybody that has kids, I don't think that anybody would have thought twice about doing the same exact thing that Shad did. I certainly know, with my son now, I definitely would risk life and limb for him. But when we got the news, it was just, you wouldn't think that would happen to somebody like him who's so beloved. But knowing his personality, and him very personally, just by the stories that I've heard about him, it doesn't surprise me that he would do something like that. So it's well deserved. Yes, it's a little too long. I mean, a little too late, but it's never too late to acknowledge a heroic act, especially one of that magnitude. And it deserves all the flowers, all the praise, and in front of a live crowd.
It's like what you said, though, in the part as far as the crowd. So not too late. Didn't get when we thought we should have got it. We got it here. I always tell people, everything can't. Some things are, and they are, and they should change certain things. But I think Shad definitely is representing this award. I know, Wrestling Doll, you were. Do you have any recollection, or have you looked up or seen anything, or know how the fans feel about Crime Time, or what happened in this moment with Shad? So basically, he was out on the beach, and the waves overtook him and his son on the boat. They went under. They found him, and he gave them his son to save instead of him. They say, here, take my son first. And then by the time he turned around, he was gone. And the waves that took him over, they found them 3 days later. Friend of the program, former. They should have been tag team champions. They should have been so much bigger than what they are. To me, the Street Profits would not be the Street Profits without Crime Time. And that's
guys like Private Party.
Great. It wouldn't be no Private Party at all, whatsoever. With that being said, let's find out what Wheelie Beaming is steaming on.
What's up, UPR Universe? This your man Steamin' Willie Beeman, and I'm coming to you with this week is what makes Beeman steaming in the world of wrestling, man. The first thing that made Beeman steaming this week, with the backstage, Brock coming for the blood of the bloodline, the whole ripping the car door. We all know that was a bunch of malarkey. So Brock snatching the door off, and which was a throwback to the golden era vignettes. That's the first thing that made beaming steaming this week. Second thing that made beaming steaming this week in the professional world of wrestling. Yo, if we get Jeff Hardy, old broke back ass, jumping off another goddamn ladder in the fucking mess hall, oh my God, I'm gonna go crazy. That's the second thing that made beaming steaming this week. Third thing that made beaming steaming this week comes from AEW again, that bloody ass cage match. Even though Thunder Rosa won, I'm glad she won, but it is what it is, man. Fourth thing that made beaming steaming this week, I don't even know why we're getting the Usos versus Rick Boone and Shinsuke Nakamura. Pointless match. We know the Usos gonna win. Just WWE just trying to fill time. And the fifth and final thing that made beaming steaming this week in the world of wrestling, man. Once again, man, rest in peace to the bad guy, man. I'm forever steaming that you've gone to the big arena in the sky.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's respectfully pause in silence as we toll the bell 10 times.
And I'm telling you, I'm steaming on, really, them plastic ass gazelles you had on. That's what I'm steaming on, boy.
He said it's week. He did like 2 weeks
ago.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And I just gotta ask at the beginning, is that supposed to be a teapot, like
steaming,
kettle?
I didn't make this shit. There it is. She said, you know what it is. I didn't know.
I think it is.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I think it is too. It's definitely a steaming pot. That's for sure. He's steaming.
That sounds more like a tea kettle to me.
More like a tea kettle. Listen, also tonight or today, one of my favorites of all time, Triple H, The Game. Literally one of my favorites of all time. And I'm not a fan of NXT. Not like I'm not a fan. I am a fan of NXT, but I was a Triple H fan before NXT. I think he arguably has the greatest interests in professional wrestling history, in my mind, when it comes to WrestleMania. I think he lived above. I think he's in somewhat the LeBron of professional wrestling. When I say this, meaning that the pressures, everybody says because he is married the boss's daughter, it was given to him. He still had to live up and live up to those dreams and high, fulfillments of things. So, but Triple H retires today from in-ring competition. With the heart and the heart condition, we will have an exclusive thick show on Monday. Okay, as we give you our WrestleMania predictions. Big show. King Coley coming in. My kicks is my fix coming in. We're gonna have the executive consultant on this show. It's gonna be a big show on Monday, and to have a big show, I'm gonna have not just your 5, your top 10 Triple H moments, that's matches, anything, your top 10 Triple H moments. Comment below, let us know. It's going to be out there. Just come join this show. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. The Game, the King of Kings. Cannot wait for that show. It's retiring. And the people that said things like Ryback and you wait for that another day. And we'll talk about that another day as well.
Shit.
But
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. Let him
Ryback is a piece of shit. You can tell him the dice said it.
No,
I don't give a hot shit.
Tell him.
That's not something that you do. And he always fucking does this whenever there is something that happens with a wrestler, whether it's somebody like CM Punk coming back, whether it's somebody like Undertaker retiring, or whether it's Triple H retiring because he can no longer compete, not because he's choosing to retire.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get from other fans as well.
Flip it and make it about himself. He's a piece of shit. Nobody gives a hot damn dog about you, Ryback. They haven't for the past 7 years. Give it up with. You can't fucking wrestle, bro. Let it fucking go. you better keep selling that goddamn protein powder or whatever the fuck it is that you do that you think people will look to you for. They don't look to you, dude. The man said, if nobody knew, this man said, you ended up being the biggest disappointment for me personally from loving you growing up, but I wish you well in retirement and future good health.
I guess you couldn't hold that back.
You piece of shit. You piece of shit.
That was supposed to be for
How
Monday.
fucking dare you?
I had there it is right there. But again, okay.
He deserved to get that fucking pedigree from the game.
I like how he said
that. I'm good.
That's my guy. That's like you stay the Edge and AJ. That's my guy, Triple H.
I like H.
But that's my guy.
I mean, I didn't like the way that he beat Scott Steiner, but still the pose off, man. Monday, I can't wait.
2 + 2 makes 4, but sometimes you gotta carry the 1. Scott Steiner math. With that being said, I cannot wait for that show around the blocks on Monday. But listen, we get to the meat and gristles of tonight's SmackDown and why I thought SmackDown was. But honestly, even with everything that was going on, I thought it was pretty good. Wrestling Doll, you get the fatal 4-way match with the girls. The ladies get it in. Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega. I'm sorry, Queen Zelina Vega, and Shayna
Red Dragon
Baszler.
just won the championships from Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
Wow. All right. Your take on that match. Sasha Banks makes Queen Zelina tap out with the bank statement.
I have a feeling that that's what might happen at WrestleMania.
The same predicament, the same way?
The same tap out, yes. Here's what I think will happen, and I'll probably say this again on Thursday. As much as I like Rhea and Liv, I don't mind them as a tag team. I don't care for Shayna and Natalia as a tag team. But what I think will happen is Sasha and Naomi win the belt. Carmella and Zelina start fighting. Zelina attacks her, and then the team breaks up, and then they have a little feuding thing of who's the better wrestler, who's the prettiest, blah, 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 blah. Because who's going to be the babyface if they feud?
Well, it ain't going to be Mella because she's money. So it has to go back to Queen. But
she's having too much fun being an evil queen bitch. So why would you want to go back to being a heel?
I think that's not even well, it depends on how you look at wrestling, Elvis. And I'll be honest with you when I answer that question. I would initially I say Triple H, but
I say H. But if we're talking about entertainment,
well, no,
it's Rock all day.
No, I wouldn't even say that because even there's a difference. I say that it's I meant how I posed it was how you look at professional wrestling, right? The majority of people look at it as you have to have entertainment and you have to still be in the ring to be able to go in the ring. Rock can go, but the Rock's no Triple H. He's just a cerebral assassin for a reason. The way he's a technician in the ring. He is arguably looked at as one of the guys everybody wants to work with because he makes everybody he works with good. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's Triple H.
Can I put out a comment and say something before we move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
Somebody said something. They're like, my question is, what the hell did Rhea Ripley do to deserve to be once again in a tag team with someone like Liv Morgan that they should be higher up, that she should be higher up than this? Listen, they've been doing makeshift tag teams all year since the beginning because they split up every tag team in the division on Raw and SmackDown, basically. Yes, they put Rhea in a tag team with Nikki and they split that up. And they given her a push for a while to be by herself. But with WrestleMania coming up, they wanted to add some new twists and turns. So what do? Put her with someone that's like her, similar in style of looks, personality, style of wrestling. And who else in the roster but Liv Morgan and Raw? That's the only reason why. I'm
fine with where Rhea's at. There's just no space for her in the main event.
Singles push. I wanted to go after that women's tab, that women's.
I just wanted to stop making every division one-sided. What happened to 6-8 guys competing for a title? Right? So why can't we have these women compete, right? Instead of them, you always have the one going against the champion, and then everybody else is in a tag team. Every time. And that's why that's to me lazy booking by WWE. But it sells and people love it. But that match,
they let too many people go, so they're trying to figure out what the hell to do now.
See, that's the one thing I don't think they have a problem with. And everybody says that those people they let go wasn't being used. That's just talent.
Huh?
Those are people who are on the road. It's WWE. Wrestling in itself is a circus. You have to have moving parts.
Yeah, okay? But there's some people who are there that don't do as good that are still in there. Like what you and EC say.
Well, no, I look at it like there's out of the 60-something wrestlers that got let go, I would say 7 to me had a spot to do something good. That's a very low percentage, right? So you miss
something.
You miss, but that 7 is you got that 7 in NXT. I may not be a fan of what's the guy, Wheeler, right? But people are liking him, right? Carmelo Hayes can be that next and up and coming thing, right? That's how they look at it. They look at it as it's like any other sport, next man up mentality, right? So I get some of the guys we miss heavily. I'm not going to sit there and say I wish they didn't get rid of them, because I wish they didn't. Like, even but some of the guys actually be let go. And shout out to your girl tonight also. That she's not just on OnlyFans. Now she's out here, the first progressive women's world champion, and Toni Storm. So she's back in wrestling that fail, and there it is right there. Mello don't miss. Mello don't miss. All right, but I love that. But if we get to the end of the show, and this, like I said, this is where you would think this was the go home show, right? I just like how I think Brock really got mad tonight when Roman called him a dummy. I'm sorry. The way Brock stopped beating the car was like, all right, this is stupid. He just called me, it kind of got serious to me for a second. Brock scares me if I'm security. I never want to be security out there for Brock, so I think it's going to hurt me. What'd you say? He karate kicked this guy off the announce table.
He karate kicked the shit out of him in his fucking hip, yo. He's got a hip pointer tomorrow.
Then the chair shot to the other guy at the hip. The other guy, if he didn't duck, he was gonna get hit in the head. I'm not. I want to be on TV. I get being security. Everybody's been security, but I'm scared to go out there against Brock. You're gonna hurt me. He might actually throw a chair at your head. Okay, and you can't fake that. Okay, you can't learn how to fall. Okay, from 20 feet, you cannot learn how to catch a chair to the head. All right, Wrestling Dog, you're taking. All right, I know how you feel about Roman. Does this make you think you can't wait to see Brock get his hands on him?
Yes. It's funny because Roman looks like he's a scared little bitch. He talks the talk, but when it comes to Brock coming out there, he doesn't do anything but have people come in for him so he can just run the hell away. I mean, what are they building up to? Having him run away so much that by the time WrestleMania comes, he actually wins and they unify the titles?
Are you calling Roman a chicken shit heel?
He's acting like a chicken shit heel.
He is.
He's acting like a
coward. He is acting, and I like it.
Calling him out, but
like
he's not doing a damn thing.
No, he's egging him on. He's revving him up. He's getting him all mad. He's a beast. He's unhinged. Right?
Is he trying to get all psychological on him?
That's what Roman is. Rollins. Roman's whole thing since he's been back has been psychological. The entire gimmick is going after him. It wasn't. Well, and that's what made you feel like he's the only one that was going to beat Roman, because he got in Roman's head in the storyline. But the way
actually, that one I was rooting for Roman because Seth Rollins annoys the crap out of me.
I get that part of it, but I'm saying as far as the story is concerned, Roman is the only person that got in his head was Seth. Roman's in everybody's head. It looks like Brock isn't, but he's getting all mad. He's destroying property. Oh, that's just another suburban. That's cheap. That's cheap money, right? And doing all that crap, and the next thing you know, I think I'm starting to think Roman wins at Mania, or maybe that's just me wishful thinking. Maybe I'll tell you on Monday what that opinion will be, but that is what I'm starting to lean towards. But Dice, your take on the end segment here will we see more next week, or was this the go home show between these two?
No, they're advertised for Monday.
Okay. Damn,
they are advertised for WrestleMania Raw.
Wow, so that's what it's being called?
That's what it's being called. It's in Pittsburgh. And we get the Usos. Pittsburgh. We get the Usos versus RK Bro. That should be a good fucking match. Should be a good match. So Brock and Roman are supposed to come head to head again, which will probably be non-confrontational again until Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it.
So you do see them showing back up on Monday. I mean on Friday though.
Yeah, I believe that. Where's do we know where SmackDown is?
I do see that. SmackDown's in Dallas.
All right then. So yeah, I think that you can't have them not touch each other for another 2 shows.
Yes, you can. I like it. I like the no fisticuffs.
I did like tonight. I just thought that it would be more face to face. I really thought that Roman was going to actually go in his locker room.
I did too. I wanted that
part. That part was a little disappointing to me, but
that's why I like what Wrestling Dog said. Which he is a chicken shit heel. I like chicken shit heels. I like chicken shit heels who are badasses. Essentially, like you should technically go in the locker room, but I'm just not going to.
I didn't think it was going to go in the locker room in the first place.
Of course not. Why? Why go in there? He already has the advantage. He already tore up my room. My table's down. His feet ain't on the table. His feet's on the floor. He's ate my grapes that he offered to Kayla. Okay.
He opened my fancy vintage champagne that he spat out and threw at the wall because it was quote unquote terrible.
He called it cheap. Actually, I looked at it. That was some really cheap brute. All right, that was like $5.99. That wouldn't even. At least give me some. At least if you're gonna give me cheap champagne, give me some Spumante. All right, give me some Spumante. It's like $11. All right, you a little buzz, a little sweet. Not that brute dry shit. Can't be drinking that dry champagne. That's how you be. No, can't do that. But tonight's SmackDown, I liked it. You liked it. Did you like it? 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down tonight, Wrestling Doll, for you? Thumbs up for you, Dice. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It was good. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It's fine. It's very rare that SmackDown has a bad show that I don't enjoy, so it's fine. But I'm looking at this piece of shit, this Rampage right now, and it's pretty trash.
Oh.
So
you must have saw Hook. I thought I was.
Oh yeah, he's on there. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's shit, because it sucks.
I thought I defecated something out of there called a hook. But with that being said, I give it thumbs up as well. Listen, next week, y'all. This weekend still. Unpop reviews everywhere. WrestleMania is here. Like it, hate it, leave it alone. Every wrestling promotion will be in Dallas, somewhere in Texas, because they want that WrestleMania money. They got mine. Do they got yours? Wrestling Dog
Swerve versus Ricky Stark's about to start right now. This match should actually be good.
And this should be good. And that's a perfect time to end it right there, guys. Listen, we are out of here. Peace.